Hello and welcome everyone back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers as we are getting ever closer to the end. Apparently there's only 11 quests left and we'll have reached the finale, at least of the main portion of Shadowbringers. There's still 3 updates of content worth to get through as well, plus the trials and the trials and the the raids, those special ones. So there's still quite a bit more for us to do, but how is everyone doing this evening? Hello to everyone, and DevStats, thank you very much for the Prime subscription, 14 months now, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Trials and raids and the other raids, exactly. Mainly the near raids and the Eden raids. That's the big focus for me. So yeah, we're just here at the manager because last time we finished off the last of the Light Wardens, and things did not go well. The light was too much for us, and night has disappeared once again, and we gotta find a way. We're only just barely holding it off from us becoming a Light Warden and unleashing. Well, basically undoing everything we've done from this point throughout the expansion. So that ain't good. Yeah, and it's working out to Emmett's favor. So yeah.
He was disappointed in us.
Yeah, he was expecting us to actually hold on to it. So, but yeah, that's where we're at right now. Amy's just getting ready. She was.
I'm making an animal.
She got into crocheting.
He's missing a leg because I'm still working on it, but it's gonna be a little Shiba doggy. I have the little. I'm gonna make a chest patch and another leg and a little curly tail. The one-legged poop.
Oh yes. Oh goodness. But yeah, so that's she'll be joining us here soon. But yeah, that's where we're up to. Gonna listen while I fall asleep. Apparently wore myself out with exercise and Monster Hunter Rise. Fair enough. And yes, glad everybody could be here and could make it. Huh?
Was that Deb or Eggroll saying?
That was Eggroll said that.
Because they were playing earlier.
Oh, okay.
That's so cool.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started and see what we're in for next. Oh boy. Apparently there's a lot of cutscenes coming up, so we'll see. We'll see what's involved. Oh, sir, you're awake. You were injured during the foray on Mount Golg, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, this guy has, well, I'm sure you've seen. And as everyone rather... What'd you do?
I didn't know it was connected, so when I went to play,
Oh.
it just popped out of the charger.
Oh, thank you, Eggroll. Peak content is about to start. Wow. It's been good up to. It's already been good up to this point. So this is gonna be wild. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, I'm sure you've seen. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Bragi was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. So many cutscenes.
I'm ready.
Oh boy.
Wait, where are you?
At the pendants, where at the end. Yeah, Crystarium pendants at the end. Looks like we gotta head over this way. Gotta reassure everyone. It's like, no, it's cool. It's cool. We're not dying. We swear we're okay.
Wait, where are you?
That's a Crystarium. Well, look who's back from the dead. How much Splatoon have I played, Karagosa? Very little. I mean, I played the story content of all 3 games, but I've never really put a lot of effort into the multiplayer for too long. It was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked white, what is this world coming to? Bah, but moaning never solved the thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarian folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Hey, lass. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesamile was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Next one up. Oh wow, you play it every day until you get your catalog to level 100. That is some dedication. That's it's basically Amy, Amy's daughter. Well, our daughter. I've been trying to make as much time as I can to play 14 on my off time, but this week was rough. I was not able to get much in. My red mage is still 71. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spagiric's chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Excuse me. Ryan was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to eater corruption, so I suppose there was a little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they've all collapsed of exhaustion. Oh, and our own Morin has been little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in some dusty tome or another. Hey, Gicky Griffin. Oh, you've barely missed anything. Oh, there's Belle. Hold on. And bam. We've literally just begun, and we're just soothing the masses. You've missed really nothing much. That's a dead end. Sometimes the Crystarium feels a little rough to navigate. Hey, Jason Rocks. Oh my god. Currently playing Persona 4 Golden, accidentally level grinded to level 75 in the fourth to last dungeon. How'd you do that with the limited days? Will you just be able to survive that long? That's unreal. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's the thing I want to turn in with my red mage when I get to 73. It's just an easy experience. Highly recommend doing the side stuff for the drawers when I have the time. I need to level up. It's going to take a bit because, as you can see, I've barely spent any time. I have my leather worker at 37, my miner at 36. So yeah. It's going to be a bit till I'm able to do anything with those. I will eventually, though, because I do like to see all the tribal quests. What?
How did Sayo do that?
Confound it, this says the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Milan, is it truly you and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. 'Twould seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Light Wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus I do feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you're awake, however, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Catalyst, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. And we are just getting passed all around, aren't we?
Sayo likes my outfit.
Aw, it is a good. You do have a good, cool look.
Exarch outfit.
That's right, because you're your white. Are you the white mage right now, or?
Can't be.
Oh, that's right. You bought that one.
I bought this off the market floor.
Bad Fox, how am I feeling about the two new classes, Pictomancer and Viper? I think they both look cool. Amy's going to be playing Pictomancer. I'll likely give Viper a change. A chance. Hey, I do change into it, so it's not inaccurate.
No, it's not bad.
Lon, alive and well, I see. You gave us a proper fright. You know that? Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying about what's become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. I do like how if you look at Realm, it really does match Realm's design in Final Fantasy VI. Especially her... I feel so bad. I'm blanking on his... her Amano artwork. Aye, well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we need to experiment with different patterns and materials. And I'm not sure if we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. People expecting one of the Pictomancer quests to be titled A Realm Reborn. Somebody barely even play with. Well, actually, Greg does play, but yeah, Uncle Silver. I saw that tweet from him on Twitter, and I was just like, "Oh, that's good." Greetings, Glynard. The Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Aye, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. Hey, Fetch, doing well. We are just calming the masses after defeating the last Light Warden. I still have yet to play Final Fantasy VI. It's coming up. I have the list. I just need to get through certain other games first. And by genius, you mean old Grenolt. He is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide or hair of Grenolt since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like when she latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is something someone you're destined to meet, I'll wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenolt, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk from when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Ah, before you do that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I have a regular who's eager to see you. I am curious where they would have you stop and do the role quests. I best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Here, we can't forget the heart upon which this city was founded, or the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Milano, you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Ah, you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Yeah, we'll get it. It's funny that along with Blue Mages, we now have Beastmasters. But I've not touched Blue Mage. Amy has, and she enjoys it. Oh gosh, I don't. It's okay. I'll do when I go. I'll make an attempt when I come down. All our hard work gone. Oh, 556, thank you so much for the gift sub going to Lackway. Really do appreciate that.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Hey, Ardbert.
I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
What'd you end up saying?
Oh, the middle one. And he said, but he heard what the Ascian said, the light you shine will warp the world around you whether you like it or not. Even Stola and Rhine had to concede that point.
Mm-hmm.
Or Reen, maybe?
Ryan.
That was
Maybe it is Reen. I'm blanking. That's all such a mess.
you got a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. An all too familiar one.
What's he
Here
saying?
you stand alone,
I'm letting him
expecting
read
no
say
one else
first.
to bear the burden for you.
An all too familiar one. Here you stand alone, expecting no one else to bear the burden for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Amy and I get curious about the other, how different each response is.
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
Look at that, Ardbert not giving up.
I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives.
I didn't realize they had to kill themselves in order to go to the source.
One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen.
It's been a long time, Oni Link, so I kind of forgot about that.
That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burns so bright.
I like him better here than in Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, I'm not
They were
surprised.
still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky.
Yeah, it was post Heaven's Ward.
We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
He's healing. That's nice.
Well, come on then.
Ooh.
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
It's interesting to see him finally smiling at us in doubt.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
Hey, Feo.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you?
Help? Can you fix me up?
Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle.
Like the other
It
Wardens.
won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Emet-Selch will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them.
Trying to give that temptation.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion.
Because she wants to make sure you're alive.
And besides, what
Or
would
they.
become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits.
I want to be that race so bad.
Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies
Oh.
ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
The pixies are awesome.
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
That is a nice cutscene. Oh, hey, Polyglot's here. Glad you could actually make it. Got in the bed. Got your son to bed pretty quickly. All right, let's see if I can do this. There's a lookout down here. Gonna give it one try.
Oh,
Nope.
Come on, I just took one step off.
Yep.
I should have made it.
That we needed to do it from high, not as high up. I think we wouldn't drift as far. I've not played Bayo 3 yet, so I don't really have any opinions on it. I know it's a bit divisive, though. Oh, it's more the husband who's able to take over tonight. I see. Hey, that still gives you a bit of a break, which is nice. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of tomorrow. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I am happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion, and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restriction upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Oh. Now that's interesting. All right. What you got for us, Casshard?
Yes.
You okay?
Got it.
Oh, Amy actually did it. Was I right that you had to be a little bit lower
I
level?
just did the lower one and did a sprint.
Oh, nice. Milan, it's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. So the funny thing is, I've only played Bayonetta 2 to completion. I have all three, but I've only beaten 2. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions. Unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lina, I'd say. She lost her parents to an eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you decide to talk to Lina, she'll be at her usual post at the Ascensor Gate. Well, later, down Alpha Lion. Take care. was there something else you needed? If you come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell us as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his story, if that is what interests you. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Verbertites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Oh, I solved it. There we are. Nice thing is, we can fly through all these old places now. So nice. There she is. Milan, I was not told you had awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Hey, Gregster. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. Huh. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vothri loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Milan, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. Forgive me, I trust in the Exarch and I should not be voicing these doubts when he's not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? I see I'm not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Yeah, she is worried. I like this idea of us having to pick ourselves back up, because it's not something you see with, it's not something we've ever had to really do as the player character. True, but this is more of an emotional thing. It feels like that we are truly shaken by this. Mm-hmm. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door within. Music's still so nice. Nah, sun's here. Alright, let's head inside.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
I feel like opening this thing is not a good idea.
I think it's our only
Like,
option.
get in.
It's books. Lots and lots of books.
Beauty and puppies.
Oh, time for an echo.
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatia, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
It's so weird to think that so many people, so many of the members of the Scions do not know who Graha is.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder.
Sheesh. The 8th Umbral Calamity is rough.
People cried out in despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated. But some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me.
Wow.
By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th Umbral Calamity.
That does indicate that the freaking the 8th Umbral Calamity lasts at least 200 years, if it comes to pass. That is, whew. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. The same words Emmett predicted people will yell once you have transformed into a Light Warden and start destroying the first.
This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou affect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only man who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel.
Oh.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold.
Oh my gosh, the narrators of the previous 2 expansions.
For many, these stories were the
That's
flame
cool.
which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the warrior of light himself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. He was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to him. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Oriange's like, it's too much.
For sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
I kind of know you're the best at keeping secrets, Oriange.
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First.
People of the 8th Umbral Era were willing to undo their very existence in order to allow you, a legend of in their time, to survive. That's wild.
Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me, but in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
I see.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Whew, finally seeing the whole plan.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the Light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
That's why Graha tried to play the villain at the end of the last week, so we wouldn't try to stop him as he went to his death. He just didn't do a very good job at it. Yeah, no doubt. And that's very interesting, Linky. Very interesting. Which one are you going to say?
I was going to say what you were going to say. But I was thinking the bottom one. But I'll do whichever.
I'm going to rescue the Exarch.
Then we should be on our way.
Yep.
The Ascian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Right, time to go a-sailing.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
How is that locked off? How would that from the city?
That blue thing in the middle is what he uses. That's kind of a control panel. Did you find the answers you sought? If there's nothing more you need, I will go unlock the door. I have some questions about the Tempest. Best place in Shadowbringers? Oh, wow. The Tempest, that is the name given to the seas by which Kalusia is bound. If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an Amaru to fly you over the waters, but... Do you mean to leave right this moment alone? I'm not sure that... Nay, I will not stop you, not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. Alright. To where we need to go. Oh. I was failing to... Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Somebody has to wind up Grahatia out. Was that from the Crystal Tower, or is that from... It has to be from Crystal Tower, because he's in his old gear. Nice. You require an Amaro. Just a moment. I shall saddle our swiftest beast to fly you to the island. The open water to the depths of the Tempest. Our Amaro can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor... Hey, we got it. Oh, 0 on my PC number pad auto clicks for me? Okay, that's good to know. Oh, geez. Hang in there.
Ah, we have found thee. Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses. When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare. Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not?
So, I don't know what it is, but I ultimately always end up trusting Urianger.
If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
I forgive you, let's go.
I think that's what I said.
So glad Shadowbringers decided to make Urianger a character.
Doubt not, but that I will do all in my power to repay.
I'm not putting it past him to not to lie again, so that's why I wasn't going to say that.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again. Please, you must stay here, at least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed.
Sometimes LSA's voice actress just puts in the work. My God.
I am not about to stand in his way now. Not after failing him in his hour of need. No! The least we can do is...
I just realized how different her outfit is in Dawn Trail.
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Oh. Hi, fellas.
Though we may not know the whole story,
Oh,
we
yeah.
do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them?
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
I'm like, what, do you think we're dumb?
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive. And I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
As everybody in the chat says, yep, #1 fanboy.
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
Like I said, everyone else in the Crystarium is better at hiding than Graha.
Come, they are waiting. What is your will, O warrior of darkness?
What are you going to say?
And the Crystarium until we return.
Leave it to us. We'll see the Exarch home safe and sound. Yep, that's what we got.
That music gets me so pumped.
Let's talk to everybody. Just so you know, I would not look kindly on any further attempts to leave us behind. We do this together. I once said that I wanted to fight for Estinian, that I wanted to save him, not let him be sacrificed for a cause, and I now say the same to you. Gods know you spend enough time charging into danger on our behalf. It's only fair that we return the favor. The volunteers who journeyed to Kalusia have all been safely returned to their homes. They've also assured us they will do their best to hold the Eaters at bay in our absence. There's nothing I can do to cleanse you of the Light's corruption, but I'll do everything in my power to keep it in check. If the Warden's Ether overwhelms you again, you will become a Sin Eater, so please save your strength for when it really matters. Hey, B-Man. Thou didst plan to commandeer an Amaro for thy journey to the open sea. I fear the following dive onto Emet-Selch's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary Sama. Thus, during the convalesce, we considered the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest that thou dost include such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closes above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Would this have been it? That sounds like this would have been it. doing the role quest. This feels like... Oh, good night, Cat Evie. Oh, really? Still not it? That feels like such a good setup. Thine affairs are in order, then I shall unfold to thee my proposal. Our destination is the ocean floor, yet our goal is not simply to arrive there. Nay, we must needs to have the means to breathe and fight freely. Thus would I petition the aid of one of the Fae, a being with whom I have yet to meet face to face. Rather than waste words on explanation, I bid thee follow me unto the hamlet of Sullen, which lieth to the south and west. All will become abundantly clear, I promise thee. Yeah, I might as well just exit. I mean, we can breathe underwater just fine. Alice can breathe underwater just fine. Nobody else really can. Alice can breathe underwater. Yeah, because she was the one who joined us in Lys for all the adventures with the Kojin. Can we fight underwater? I think. I think I've had fights underwater. Oh, nice. Uh-huh. Oh, we can't fight underwater yet. Oh, weird. There, to the west, canst thou discern the hump of an isle rising above the water? That foliage-covered mass hideth the key to our safe descent. Swim close and plunge thee beneath the surface. Thou shalt soon divine the reason for mine insistence. Though it be much to my shame, I can but flail and flounder where thou mayest glide as a fish. I shall board a boat to the island and spare one and all the spectacle of mine inept strokes.
This thing looks like one of those creatures. One of those things that like it's a turtle.
Oh yeah, it does seem like it would be a turtle. That is totally a turtle.
Or some kind of creature.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely correct in that. Oh. He's like, if you want to see the truth, go underwater. Isle of Ken, which I presume must refer to knowledge, and that or someone's being awfully zealous about making his territory.
This is definitely a creature.
Oh, it totally is. Hold on, I'm going underwater. I didn't realize you had to. Oh, I was expecting more people to be on there. Great Bay Temple. No, not a turtle. A whale. Looks like a blue whale from this angle.
This is so cool.
High wind fish. Remember coming to this place halfway through 5.0 when I first got Flight and being so confused about this place. Why is there no sightseeing spot here? This absolutely needs to be a sightseeing spot. Gee, I wonder why. Well, what hast thou discerned? Reminds me of a certain primal. Most perceptive. According to the lore of the Pixies, we are even now perched upon the back of an ancient Fey entity. Its name is Bismarck, the self-same title by which we know the great feathered whale revered by the Vanu Vanu of the Source. I would enlist its aid to bear us onto the deep and thence banish the water with an airy sphere, alike in form to the domes which do shelter the hamlets neath the Ruby Sea. Huh, so an actual water Bismarck. Cool. Within its compass we may move unencumbered, and defend ourselves when the hour of battle cometh, as it is most surely shall. Now I must needs ask for thy silence, whilst I make my supplication. Cool. Bismarck was a cool primal.
Sach, Bilan Bismail.
That is a cool voice. He's a light sleeper. I wonder what language they're speaking. Oh, Fae. I see.
Oh dear. I don't need to speak Fae to know that didn't go well.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's Gaelic. We need Fea Ul.
Oh, my snake yak! You've learned to call me at last!
She's so excited.
On a trip, a journey? I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight.
Oh, it's that classic fanfare. You can't not love that.
Oh, my precious mortal, I shall help you in any way I can.
Oh. It's hard not to love this music.
I wondered why it sounded familiar.
It's been around since the very first game, Amy.
Yes, Bismail win picked. Van Dromi Drom Jacob. Van Reed Rithje. Be sure to scrub this one's teeth for him upon your return. It's only good manners.
It will be done, Your Majesty. Our deepest thanks for your timely intervention.
Yeah, it's the main thing, Amy. That's what there's when he wants me to make sure you know.
An agreement is reached and your departure is at hand. You wingless ones best hold on tight.
Than the other one. This Bismarck is cool.
May the blessings of the Fae keep you safe in Ba.
No.
They're doing cool things with scale in this game. Ah, look at you go, Bismarck. You know, that's very close to a lunar whale. Just saying.
Is that supposed to be like Aleport?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
It's all gone back to the way it was.
What was you expecting? 100 years of honey and rainbows? Seeing them Yulmore types wake up and smell the ashes was miracle enough for me.
Ah, the magic in the air when that ladder started moving. And when that great hulking Talos rose up. Gods. I could live 1,000 years and never behold anything so amazing.
Eh, give it a few minutes.
What the? Do you see that?
What an odd thing to just turn around and see.
What a monster! Where did it even come from?
You might want to run.
Oh yeah, it's not stopping.
I'm reminded of Godzilla. It was nice. Well, we made it. Linky says, welcome to the Tempest, one of my favorite places in 14 because of this song.
The song is amazing.
Are you already hearing it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow.
New favorite?
No, but yeah. Pine Trees is my favorite.
Okay.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves?
Oh, that's cool.
The waters recede. The tempest's floor is laid bare. In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The last refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being.
Oh boy, Emmett.
Stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
This music gives me Chrono Cross vibes. I dare say Oriange endured much playful attention from the Pixies to learn the lore of Bismarck. He is nothing if not a dedicated scholar. With all that water out of the way, we'll be able to venture quite some distance. Emet-Selch must be hiding around here somewhere. This is amazing. I can't even see the surface. Bismarck must be powerful indeed to create a dome of this size. I can only pray to whichever gods are listening that continues to hold. I remember being impressed by the domes of the Ruby Sea, but this makes them look like bubbles in a stream. Full glad am I that Bismarck was true to his word. We are arrived in the Tempest, safe and dry. 'Tis here that we shall find the lair of Emet-Selch and, I believe, the imprisoned Exarch as well. For an Ascian alone is of course a trifling matter to flee unto the rift, and I suspect such travel is nigh impossible with a mortal in one's custody. This place is where you power leveled your blue mage from level 1? Wow. Nay, he would not soon risk his prize when the Exarch's very body serveth as the key to the Crystal Tower and its powers of temporal transportation. Thus am I all but certain that this underwater realm harboreth our friend and enemy both. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. We have but to find them. Alright. Now, as far as where we should be looking, I rather doubt Emet-Selch will be sitting around out in the open. I propose we follow the slope down towards the deeper trenches and keep an eye out for rock formations large enough to house a stronghold. Let's be off then, but watch your footing. The ground is still wet and like to be slippery. Easy trick to getting a ton of XP, huh? Ooh, this place is big. I have no idea how leveling Blue Mage works, so... These enemies, the deep sea leeches. Wow. I think Thinker has the right idea, but I can't help wondering what Emet-Selch would be doing down here without the aid of gills and fins. Aggro the big ones to the small ones. I see. This outcrop seemeth natural enough. The ocean floor is a strange place to be, of course, but this ether, 'tis like none I've ever seen. Oh. There's a current right nearby, by the way, Amy. You'll see 3 characters crowded around it as you head towards where you need to go. Sea gelatin. The Cleonid eats the leeches. Would never have imagined that this would be our final destination. Oh, you're fine. You all right there, buddy? The Ondo must be the Sahagin. I was blanking on their names. Where'd the water go? There we go. Oh, that's a cool ether crystal. Or etherite. The finless ones, they followed me. Why have you come? Was it you who took away our water? Ah, so this is where the Ondo make their home. I had wondered. Pray forgive us any inconvenience we have caused. We were not aware your people lived here in the Tempest. We need this great dome of air that we might conduct a most urgent search, and thus beg you for your understanding. Chieftain, what are we to do? Let's put them to work. Earn our trust. Are you emissaries of the Ancient Ones? The mysteries have stirred. We have seen the illuminated land shining through the gloom of the abyss. If you are the emissaries, the chosen, I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave. I'm not sure I understand. Would you be willing to elaborate? It would seem not. I suggest we withdraw for the moment. Nobody's like, oh. They're probably not a beast tribe because they're too similar to the Sahagin, Bat Fox. So what's the plan? Given your condition, I'm reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presently meandering search would proceed far more swiftly if we could call upon the Ondo's local knowledge. Yes, I'd like to know about this illuminated land the chieftain spoke of. Could it be Emet-Selch's stronghold, do you suppose? Perhaps he lit the lanterns upon his return? We cannot dismiss the possibility, but if these Ondo refuse to speak with us... Milan, do you remember my first scheme for entering Eulmore? How I had planned to ingratiate myself by offering lucrative trading opportunities with the Ondo? The individual I dealt with was reticent in manner and curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe with the right approach we can build a similar relationship here. What kind of approach did you have in mind? That chieftain fellow didn't leave us with many options. If we are to tread the swiftest course, then we must needs locate its beginning. 'Tis plain our all too dramatic arrival hath thrown this settlement into confusion. Were we to solve such problems as we have caused, and assure our host thereby that our purpose here is not inimical to them, they may yet prove amenable to reason. I smell chores, but very well if it can be done quickly. We've reached a new settlement, of course we have chores. What do you think? I have nothing better to offer, but I do worry what will happen if Ondo's tales end up leading us to a dead end. I cannot say for certain, but I sense this tribe has a deeper connection to the Ascians than first meets the eye. It warrants further investigation. Thus, I cast my vote in favor of aiding the settlement for the time being. Let's do what we do best. Then it is settled. Y'shtola, pray proceed with your investigations. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. The chores never end. What you got for us, Alphino? Milan, you won't believe who I just bumped into. This is Posh Owen, the very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Eulmore. I waited and you did not come. Then the Mistil came, but his visits did not continue. I am truly sorry, Posh Owen. Things did not proceed as planned. Is there aught we can do for you by way of an apology? Perhaps. Where the Dry Return, a cavern to the north, is home to giant crabs. We do not fear the crab, for we are swift swimmers. But now there is no water. We run and they scuttle close behind, snipping and snapping with their claws. There are too many of them. Too many. I believe I can be of assistance there. And what of you, Milan? If you not have found a task, you are most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company. Where the Dry Return has a rather ominous ring to it. Crab people. Fear my mighty rhino. We did not think this plan through. When did we ever think our plans through? We're the masters of winging it. One more. Oh, hey, look out. Cool. No etherite, though. When the Underblit beheld the coral within this cavern, its crimson branches put them in mind of a land dweller's veins. Thus began the legend that it was a resting place for finless ones who had perished at sea. It was not until recently, however, that folk from the surface learned the reason behind the rather ominous-sounding name. Karagosa, I have played the original Persona 4 up to a certain point. I believe it's already on the request list. But I only got up as far as meeting Kanji. Excuse me. I was always learning something. You could crack their shells. You must be stronger than you look. I see you've reached your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number. My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward. Nay, Posh Owen, this was to be part of my apology to you, remember? Besides which, the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. There's a little path on the western side, through there, through that double thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Might I convince you to tell us something about your village instead? I would very much like to learn more of you and your people. Very well. Before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam, aimless and lost, until they spied buildings here on the ocean floor. Oh, interesting. Strange buildings they were, and long had they stood under the water, yet somehow they had been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provide shelter for my people, protection from the tempest's turbulent waters and the predators which hunted within them. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers of their eternal sanctuary, until such time as they returned. Oh, good night, Oscar. Take care. Thus, if it is judged that your coming and this great vanishing of water was by the ancients' design, you will find warm welcome here. A truly astonishing history, yet I cannot help but wonder, how would the significance or otherwise of our arrival be decided? The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter. Then it would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, Posh Owen, and I will continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand, only do not try to overexert yourself, my friend. The risk far outweighs the gain. I barely broke a sweat on those crabs. City of the Ancients. Wow, there's a Final Fantasy VII reference. Milan, have you learned aught of note? Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. There's a plus quest. Is that the only one, or is there more? Yep, there it is. Hail, Finless One, and welcome to the Cups. Long have I wanted to converse with one of your kind. I am called Narash Cole. How may I address you? Lan Yata, curious. Before we speak at length, there is something I would show to you. Let us leave behind the Cups and head due west. Come. It's kind of on the way. That goes... Did we go yet? I don't know if this is the right way or not. I can't tell. Oh, wait. I wonder. Aha! Oh, no. Aha! We're good. Bumbled my way into it. These are relics of your kind, yes? The leavings of a ship that sailed the seas above long, long ago. They lie as they fell, untouched by any Ondo, for most have little interest in the affairs of the Finless. I, however, do. Ever since I was saved by one of yours, after being washed ashore, weary and near death, such kindness is a rare and wonderful thing, and I would know more of the people who showed it to me. And so I ask you, Melanyata, to teach me of your ways. These objects, for example, what purpose do they serve? How are they to be used? Well. Such fragile containers they were. I suspect they once contained something of great value. What can you tell me of their purpose? They're used as makeshift weapons. First to bludgeon, then to stab. Oh my god. Now we're going to go with intoxicating spirits. Hi, Terra Makes. Welcome. Fragrant liquids which cloud the mind. I have heard of these before. Do Finless ones so delight in dulling their wits? That was carved from the wood of one of your many trees, yes? What purpose does this peculiar contraption serve? You wear it on your head. It's used to steer a ship at sea. Ah, the vessels your kind uses to traverse our waters. Then without a wheel, it is at the mercy of the wind and the currents. I see. Thank you, Melanyata. In our short time together, you have already taught me so much. A pity that none of these pearls of wisdom will serve my needs. Aye. Narash, what are you thinking, wandering off on your own with this finless one? This is no time to fiddle with your leavings. The Clutch Mother is in terrible distress. Lonlon, thank you for the Tier 1 subscription, saying, ooh, the Tempest. No, you do not understand. I brought him here to... Thank you so much, Lonlon. Pray forgive this child his impudence. I am Zerash Owen, and on behalf of the Clutch Mother, I come to entreat your assistance. Interesting. They have a Clutch Mother while the Sahagins have Clutch Fathers, and very much as Ariel. It seems you do not realize that in driving back the waters of the Tempest, you have placed our beloved Clutch Mother, leader of the Ondo, in mortal peril. She is pregnant. Here in the depths she will give birth to many, many eggs. We male Ondo will then take them into our care and raise them as our own. But absent the flowing waters, we know not if she will be able to deliver them safely. If not, the future of our people will be in jeopardy. The flood of light claimed many Ondo lives. Though we have rebuilt our numbers somewhat in the decades since, it would be devastating to lose an entire generation, or worse, the Clutch Mother herself. She wishes to speak with you directly that we might together find a solution to this dilemma. Will you return with me to the Cups? Yeah, we kind of messed things up. Narash, come, I will not let you trouble our guest or Clutch Mother further. Everything I have done for her. Got some drama. Alright. I'm sure we'll be returning at some point, so we'll do that later. Let's go meet up with Ishtola. Now, there are two tasks that I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note their most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigations. Oh, survey point. What do we got?
Oh, this is cute.
What? I have not met the little creature. The tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have not seen nowhere else. I didn't even see the creature. I just immediately found what apparently I needed to find. Amy found the shoe bill and the larva thing. I did not. Whoops. I don't even know what the shoe bill is. Oh, I see. What?
I didn't see who did it. Somebody just blasted with their FF6 mech.
Oh, nice. And what have you discovered? Oh, nice. Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. It would seem the structures appear the same to both your sight and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade. Milan, everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn by peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it is nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties, blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkin Empire, once the greatest power in Norvrant, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkins, then who? Who were these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of their sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emet-Selch withdrew here to the Tempest. My first thought was concrete as well, Sumomoeni. But that would probably get you scratched. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach, but there are many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emet-Selch is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Ascian agenda. Or mayhap 'tis a place more dear to him than any other. Are you saying this was built by the Ascians? That is my theory, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the mural in Katana Ravel. Almet presented it to me during my visit to Fanau after our victory in Kalusia. Here in the first scene, by Emet-Selch's own words, it depicts a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between its towers and those you've just inspected? Oh, that's fascinating. We're actually seeing some of the Ascian culture. We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I have seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and the south holds no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. Oh, the quest destination will not be displayed on the map. You must search for a structure which resembles the building in the mural, then inspect it from the survey point. The survey point will be found nearby in a location which allows a full view. Oh, God. Well. I can imagine a lot of people just running around with no real idea of where to go. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, wow. Probably pulled up a guide after a while. Problem is, the distance we can see is not great right now. I saw the white stuff and I was like, oh, there's a thing I can... There will be a sparkle point, but it won't be the most notable thing. It's better to look for the actual structure itself and then find this. That might be it, actually. Did you just stumble upon it? No time flat, Amy?
I just drove around in first person.
Oh, in first person. I didn't even think to do that. Oh, yeah, there's that structure. Holy crap, Amy, I think you found it, like, real quick. Damn, Amy! Look at you go. You're the one who always gets lost, and you found it. Holy crap.
I just had to put in first person and drive around, I guess.
I guess so. That's wild. Aye, this is the mural writ large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of the tower's height lies hidden beneath the ground, I wonder? Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins, countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Asians. And yet it did exist. They lived here in this city. Oh, Alpha came from this place from the south. Couldn't find the sparkly point to save their life. But let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The Ondo chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, I believe this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus, we can surmise that what the Ondo saw shimmering and shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, yet another remnant of this age-old civilization. And who else would light the lanterns, as Reen put it, than Emet-Selch himself? 'Tis almost certain he is there. But if we were going to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win him over. Let's get this ether current real quick before I forget. We've had quite the group with us the entire time. It's pretty cool.
Look over here, there's a party in this whale.
Where? Oh wow. Thank you for assisting me with my investigations. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you are not too weary, it may be useful to speak with Posh Owens again and ask if there's aught else he's willing to divulge. So many quests in there. Excuse me. I have no idea how many quests we have left. Beyond this gate resides the Clutch Mother. Approach and hearken to her words. Honored guest, I, Clutch Mother of the Ondo, do bid you welcome to our realm. You will forgive me for receiving you in this fashion. For the safety and well-being of my children unborn, I must remain within, away from the dangers without. As you know, under normal circumstances, this place would be filled with blessed water, from which I would draw strength and support to bring these eggs into this world. Alas, I am but half submerged now, and I fear for my ability to fulfill my sacred duty. I am given to understand you and yours are the ones responsible for drawing back the waters of our realm. With good reason, I am sure. However, it is my sincere hope that you will agree to aid us, given that you are responsible for this state of affairs. Fear not, I desire no direct assistance. Rather, I would beg a boon of your people's knowledge, of childbirth and how the finless ones ease the burdens of their struggling mothers. Yeah. Zarash Owen will be my agent in this matter. Heed his words and answer his questions. That is all I ask. Do you consent? Yeah. I thank you, honored guest. Go well. Then it is agreed. However, I must consult with her attendants before we speak further. For now, I bid you and the Rush Call go about your business, but be ready if called upon. Wait, Milan Utah. Have you a moment to converse in private outside the cups, please? This is a much longer quest than I would have expected. I guess we'll fulfill this and then go grab that. Ah, Alphino's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the walls of the Forgotten? Are they the ruins to the northwest? Yes, that is the sacred site of which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, and I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsperson to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grinault. Oh, wow. You'll find his workshop in a metal structure to the south. The guy that they were talking about before. Wow. That's funny. Oh, that's a... Remember they were talking about this guy that was really good at like upgrading, could upgrade our current equipment? It was named Grinault. It's alright. Huh?
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, set up and pay off. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to be granted an audience with the Clutch Mother. I hope this serves to help you understand how important these eggs are to us. Before you came to the cups, I had been searching for a means to assist her in giving birth. That is why I've been studying the relics of your people. Unfortunately, I found nothing that seems suitable for this purpose. I cannot stress to you enough how important she is to us. She is mother to all Ondo, her every egg brother and sister. We would do anything and everything to welcome them into this world and see them grow into healthy, happy Ondo. There must be some way in which you can help us achieve this end. Eventually, if I ever decide to do more of these quests. That's for leveling with another job. God, there's so much. I don't know what it is about riding in this mount in particular. It feels so much slower than the others. Maybe because it just looks like it should be going faster. No sign of any other aetheryte. Or ether currents, I should say. Now this looks interesting. No. He was told about it before, I thought. I don't know if we've met him before. A lookout over here. Actually, something easy to get to. Who knew? This facility was built by a Crystarium native, a genius artisan seeking to escape from the distractions of the outside world. Although he simply calls the place his workbench, the mundane naming is at odds with the fantastical concept of a forge constructed malms beneath the ocean.
Oh, was there a viewpoint that I missed?
Huh?
Did I miss a viewpoint?
Yeah, they're just right behind you. Oh, that's just great, that is. My mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Renault, someone's come to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. Or might you be a ghost, eh? Go on, Foulshade, feast yourself on me, rotten soul. I've got no use for it. A craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a Domin hammer. And that's an insult to bloody sea slugs. Let's psych him up. Eh? You wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would you, Spirit? Now, what would you expect from a servant of the Netherworld? The heck?
He looks like the guy that I got my special weapon from in Gridania.
Oh. Only Link says you may have met Grenoble depending on what side cunt you've done.
I got it.
Oh, he's the Relic Quest guy that apparently we've met him before, but everybody said he was a pain in the butt.
Oh, I got my weapon from him. I did it.
Oh, he did all that? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, only for the first one. After that, I didn't do any more because it was annoying.
I heard it was annoying. I never attempted it because everybody said don't bother. You get better stuff. It might be we crossed paths back into Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. Name's Grenault, and this here is meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give myself over to me work, far from the distractions of the outside world. Relic weapons are just for glam. And yet here you stand, and what's so damned important that you dive all the way to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? Ah, the Ondo's lamp. God's cursed me, empty head. I've not so much as made a start. I'm worth less than a sea slug. Nay, the slime left by a sea slug. Me delivery date's long past, me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleeding artisan. You've heard their beliefs, haven't you? Have you? Bringing light to them ruins and being an act of deep religious and cultural significance? And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion. But I just can't bloody well... my mind's bleeding blank. It's like I've pissed away me last drop of inspiration. This poor guy. Tell me you've got something to show me. Something that'll give me a muse right good. Me muse a right good kick up the arse. I have no idea. The Ondo want to honor the coming of these ancients, so their answering lights got ablaze with the right kind of brightness, like the spark of life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly is not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured. You know what I mean? I have no idea. Your thoughts turn to Renda Ray and the crystal you discovered at the end of her journey. Maybe Grenault could find inspiration in that. Oh, Renda Ray's coming back. No way. I've lit the Ondo. The level 90 Crafter Gatherer relic story is great. Involves Grenault here. Oh, wow. I've let the Ondo down, aye, but more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. Oh, this is where it is. Oh, okay. You show the crystal, and then that provides the inspiration. I see. That's cool. So this is where we'd have to go finish a role quest. What's that you've got there? Such striking beauty, it shines with heartache and laughter in the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. Aye, I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. Aye, you'd never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. I imagine most people did those on anyway, just because of seeing them. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, gods damn ye? I must set to work before the feeling fades. You have to be level 80 to progress. Yeah, wow. I can feel it. A vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lad, and let me itching hands get to work. And done. I've taken the one...
Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
I've taken the wonders that crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape that what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. Before I leave, make sure to talk with him again. Got it. Ooh, that looks cool. Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. And to think I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. I've been across the length and breadth of Norvrand and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, me work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built me workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding well to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal of yours, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of the memory just speaks directly to your heart. He crafted his way down, no doubt. Aye, I can still feel him coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away. It's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance and I reckon I can weave the crystal saga into other things as well. But bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tolsh's Ath for me, I'll stay here dreaming up new armaments for you to try. Alright, now I have access to Grandhot's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quest you've completed. Journey's End Gear, physical DPS. Oh, 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 baby. And it's specific. Did you talk to him again?
No.
You didn't hear me say that?
I already left by the time I heard you say that.
Yeah, go back after you're done. You get special equipment specifically for your class.
Like I could switch back to healer?
No, it has to be physical DPS because that's the one you got. Once you finish the healer role quest, then you can.
Oh.
This is where you get the Shadowbringers artifact gear. Do I get all of it, or do I have to... No, I got it. Okay, we're good. Oh, this is awesome. So worth doing. Can't wait to get my other jobs up to this point. I gotta see just to make sure.
Everything the light touches. Oh, very.
No, it only shows Dragoon. But you can only get it for one of your jobs, not all of your jobs. Oh, it won't show up until you reach level 80. Okay. Well, that's all the more reason to get things to level 80 and then come visit him. Holy crap. Oh, that's right. That's magical DPS. I forgot about that. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh, there's even armor for the tail. Oh, I love that. God, I love the Dragoon class. I will be taking off the helmet because I just like having my head out. He even gives free stuff for Sage and Reaper. Wow, that's cool. I like this Dragoon helmet better than the Realm Reborn one. Yeah, because you actually can see the eyes, and that is nice. Makes me wonder if I should keep the helmet on or not. Yeah, we'll keep it on for now. Oh, yeah. Update. Yeah, make sure to go back to the workbench, Amy. Oh, I know I can hit the visor button, but I like having it up. I like to be able to see my eyes so when I emote. What is it that you have there? This profusion of brightly glowing coral branches is most definitely not a kettle. The sacred lamp! Then the Finless One has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups, and now you come to me bearing the light which we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear is past. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered. So Amy got pulled into this massive cutscene, apparently. She's still in it, and she hasn't been able to go back. Oh.
Stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
I thought you were always watching. Oh, I'm taking off the helmet immediately. That looks not great.
No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal?
Oh boy. Squishy helmet indeed, Smash Matt. This is why I don't wear my helms too often as a Dragoon.
Well, you get to enjoy it for a nice long time for this cutscene.
Oh wow, he actually even specifically says which one. That's cool.
Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It's a cool helmet, it just doesn't look the best in cutscenes.
Succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Yeah, I've done visor enabled, disabled, and It's never really done much. I like the looks, but it's just I like being able to see my character
was
emote.
telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Asians.
Oh, cool. My weapon's called a Krishna. That's Sanskrit.
An Asian.
Ah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emet-Selch was telling the truth.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
All right.
Right?
But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city.
But it's all weathered, is that?
A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
Say again, Amy?
Am I supposed to shine it up? It says weathered.
No. Did you grab them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all called weathered. Do I have to like...
No. You just put them on.
Oh, they're not as good as what I have.
Oh, you bought better stuff?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. This is all downgrade.
Oh, no. Amy had bought better stuff than what the dancer gear gets. You have to still wear it whenever I see you again.
Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost.
Yeah, glamour it up.
But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
Cool. It looks so pretty.
You have
Oh,
completed
nice.
your devotion.
I'll have to show it off then.
Yes.
Very light.
To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst
Oh,
lately
according to
speak?
Time Sage, the dancer gear looks different based on gender. It's black with harem pants for men.
It's red, like a reddish, cool color for me.
Mm-hmm.
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Some angles the helmet
Might it
works.
still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
I stepped into the snowman.
Shall we?
Much better. Where are you at, Amy?
I'm going down.
Oh, you're still...
I don't know if this is the right way, but I'm just walking slow so that you can catch up.
The chieftain has bid me guide you to the steps to the limited land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock and join your comrades below. Whenever I catch up to you, I want to see your dancer gear.
Oh, I'll put that on. It looks so good.
Ah, yes. The Noble Gobu. Alright, I'm here, Amy. Let me zoom in on you. Yeah. There's your Exarch gear.
Oh,
What's up?
girl, you gave me a bunch of. Oh my gosh, that's so many. A bunch of glamour prisms.
Oh my gosh. Don't bother giving that to me. I have plenty and I don't glamour yet. I'm waiting.
That is so sweet. Okay, so this is
Yep. Oh wow. That does look cool.
so pretty.
That is not much armor. That does look cool. That's a great design. I noticed you probably already noticed like there's the phoenix-like feathers.
Oh yeah. Well, they're more like
Oh right, peacock. The top is a vest on men. Okay, and this is the expansion that introduced dancer. Last is reminded of Primrose from Octopath. You're not wrong. That actually is very close to Primrose. You can see it in the trailer for Shadowbringers.
everything. Like I just love this. I'm totally glamming this.
Oh yeah. I like mine. Yeah, take a look at my tail.
Oh wow.
That's what I was freaking out about. They actually armored my tail. Oh, Skyfern, first time chat. Thank you for joining. Saying I literally did these quests for the first time last week. This is crazy. Yeah, this is my first time too. It's obvious. Well, kind of obviously. I'm just excited to see what else we're gonna find here. This has been interesting, and we just ether current right over here. Ah. You might have to find like a water. Yeah, you probably have to find a water thing that blasts you back up if you've gone down below. Huh? I don't know. Where are you? Did you go down or up? You're going up. Go down, Amy. Mm-hmm. Look left. All right. Oh. What the heck?
You just went beyond the quest.
Oh, I went beyond the quest. Oh. I didn't realize. I was turned around. I saw that and I was like, ooh, gotta go.
Well, I would have seen it at least. That would
Emet-Selch hath made himself difficult to reach, yet every step we take bringeth us nearer to his stronghold. Let us not linger, lest the Exarch suffer for our late arrival. You have everything you need? If that artisan fellow is as skilled as they say, then you may wish to avail yourself of his services ere we press on. Already taken care of. I love how Reen's so interested in other cultures. All are gathered, yes, then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond and follow the wall down and down and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest, then continue west and west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so. Farron, I'm glad I came to like Reen because I really didn't like her for a while. That's kind of Amy. That's very much her.
She's fine. I just like
I like her all right. Into the depths. What's that, Amy? Oh. Saying don't slip, and I'm like ready to just jump right off into it. Got my silly fat chocobo. Yep. Oh.
So when Arjun was a snowman, could stand right inside of him.
That's funny. Alright. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet 'twould seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Yeah, there's no specific map for this stuff, it looks like. Like it's there, but it's like hidden. No sign of ether currents. Milan, you have a choice of 2 routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks or skip along this coral branch as Alice has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Gulp. Yeah, let's follow Alice. Skyfern loved the twins, probably my favorite characters in the games. It's been fun to see just how much they've developed as time's gone on. They were so stoic when we first saw them in the very beginning. There you are. Come on. I think I found the tunnel we were looking for. And that's true. Oh, did he make? Oh, shoot, there's a thing. That's cool. I'm glad he was able to make it. I saw this stingray, Amy, and I thought it said Stene. Oh, there's the thing they were mentioning. He's been waiting for me to get to this place. Both of yours favorite place. Oh boy. Let's see if this beats out the Pixie Realm for Amy. Here, this must be the barrier that Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. Milan, I elect you to do the honors. God, I love that armor. Gone just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Excuse me. It really wasn't that bad. Oh, back to the Gooboo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Thancred's like, oh, I don't want to make that jump.
You talk to Rean right here.
Uh-huh.
It won't let me.
Oh, you wanted to try.
Of course. Look, there's water down there. I would have been fine.
There we
Game logic.
Oh, well. Rolling up in style. Oh, the cave's gorgeous. I've liked the look of all this so far.
Slow Batmobile.
Yeah, very much. Alright, you guys have built it up. Let's see if it matches expectations. I mean, Alizé's impressed. Oh, wow.
What?
An actual Ascian city. Perfectly preserved. Holy crap. It's Bioshock.
When the Unbroken spoke of the city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
And yet that we got that wild new city in Dawn Trail.
We are seeing the same view.
Wow, she can see it too.
The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these...
God, it looks so
Everything
cool.
here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
To hear her so impressed is very interesting. Whew. I love when this game decides to get wild.
Wow, that is very neat.
One cannot blame the Ondo for fleeing the spectacle of these brooding edifices. We, however, have not the luxury of fear. Emet-Selch holds the Exarch captive somewhere within that vast city, yet even if we must search every alleyway, we will find them. When the chieftain spoke of light shining from the abyss, this is not at all what I imagined. Why would Emet-Selch do this? It's big, I'll grant you, but cluttered city streets are far more conducive to infiltration than wide open spaces. This'll work to our advantage. Trust me. Milan, did you note the style of the architecture? 'Tis the same used for the remnants at the cups and the murals painted towers. Look closely. Emet-Selch has not simply reclaimed these ruins, he has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we did not fully understand the feats of which an old world Ascian is capable. The end of a world. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. God, that is not what I expected, I gotta say. That does look cool. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at the tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Finally spotted a what? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm thinking like the end of the world when I like in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, I've never played it, so it makes me think.
It's like Rapture in that city. God, just a full-blown city. Will this technically be 14's version of Xanarkand? Not wrong, entirely wrong there. That is cool. Alright, it lived up to it. Jeez. Somebody's directing us and directing traffic over there. Excuse me. Oh yeah, Linky is here, just hanging out. Well, this is going to be a cool final dungeon, that's for sure. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. When I got to this part, I could not drop it all the way until the end. Milan Yutan recognize. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emet-Selch not invite Milan to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Akora Heights, but it is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift.
The lift is where it takes place in the UK, confirmed.
I mean, they're all, yeah, they got the British accents. That works. Oh, I missed it so long ago, Skyfern. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much for the follow. Got too absorbed in the game. Down we go. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capital. So you actually finished with Shadowbringers? Are you Skyfern, or still almost there? Can't believe how tall everything is. He said tempting fate in the post-story quest. Okay. Oh, did you? I mean, you're on the same level as I am, so you're not like you're like ill-equipped. Just never know what Shadowbringers is going to toss at you next, that's for sure. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarat? Look, over there. Is that a person? No, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alpha, no, you can't just... Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? God, he is huge. What? How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. That voice threw me off. Which district is this exactly? And once again, as Alala felt, everything felt beyond huge. I can imagine. Must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polyrite district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. I'm on Maxite Rogadin, and they're still gigantic. Oh my god. Can you tell us where to find Emet-Selch? Ah, I see. You come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry back home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? He thinks of us as children. No, thank you. We will be fine. So this thing is stuck in the idea of the final days of the Ascians.
Compared to that, I think we are kids.
Take care, little ones. Yeah, that thing is stuck in the final days of the Ascians. Very interesting. What was all that about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emet-Selch wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days.
This is like Xanarkand.
Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Ascian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiark, and thence Hydaelyn herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. Emet-Selch's Depression City. Jeez. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphinaud. This ethereal Amarad and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emet-Selch hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage, split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. Don't ask why they're huge. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. It's a nice touch that the quest up to this point have made sure that the Warrior of Light has to fight as little as possible. It's a nice touch to match the story and the stakes. To mingling then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. bad all the side quests still exist. Oh, Skyfern, thank you for the Prime subscription. Oh, thank you for choosing me. I really do appreciate that. No, I missed that. Oh, nice. Yep, there it is. Mm-hmm. That was a birthday mount, I believe. Oh, thank you so much, Skyfern. Let's head to this end first and then work our way towards the Aetheryte. Hall of Rhetoric. Loquacious. Oh god, they like the debate. It would seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one?
Didn't the Ascians have this context from the beginning?
I think so. Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habrea, or the emissary, Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. But remember, those aren't people, those are roles. Those are like positions. So La Habrea is, I guess, just another word for speaker, and Elidibus is another word for emissary. That's fascinating. Logriff, Mitron, Emet-Selch, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus, it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I, for one, am confident they shall deliver our star unto salvation. Yeah, might as well be their names. I bet the latest Encyclopedia Eorzea has all 14 roles in what they do. I am still in... I've just started Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 2, so... But that'll be fun lore to get to eventually. I'm quite familiar with how in-depth the encyclopedias get at this point. Oh, I have it. I'm not going to look at it for a while. Good gracious, child, where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshots and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. 'Tis as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. 'Tis only a matter of time until Amra too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Yeesh. Yes, 2 is just Stormblood. But also covering things that was not covered in Heavensward and Realm Reborn. Like the first section is covering like religions and whatnot. Alright, the pragmatic one. An audience with Emet-Selch? I am afraid you have the wrong office, little one, and besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. 'Tis a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Okay then. I do love that their society is bureaucracy. Yes, but I'm also heading towards where you turn in the quest. Oh yeah, Boo Scary Helicopter. They have encyclopedias going over that. They have art books. They have actual books. They have cookbooks. I think one of their mangas is, what if the characters were in high school? You know, that typical setup for spin-off manga. I have the cookbook as well, but it's like they have very specific ingredients that's hard to get around here, so I've not used it much. There is one thing they have in there that I've made Amy a few times. It's been a while. There is, yeah, no, that's true, birthday. It's a croissant thing that's supposed to be for breakfast, but we treat it as dessert because it's so sweet. Well, that was an experience. I was never very fond of being treated like a child, but it did make asking questions less suspicious. Milan, if I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of this city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emet-Selch to recreate this ancient Amarat. And yet I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. Yeah, we'll get to Nasty this time. Whatever. Cooking with Derek Subathon. Oh, extremely specific. I live in Ireland, so it's pretty hard to find a good chunk of that stuff. Yeah, I bet. Ooh, an etherite. Or ether current. God, they just keep loading us up with materia. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully, then our next move will become clear. Cooking with Derek Subathon when I needed Amy to set up a camera, and it would take a lot of cooking. Some of these are complex. Like they have a full-blown cake recipe. Yeah, from scratch. What was the recipe? What was the other thing I attempted to make you? Like it was one of the spaghetti meals, right? Yeah. The spaghetti bolognese, I believe. Yeah, I tried to find some of the easier ones. Twould seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Riange, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It is not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, where in ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. Oh, so that's where they got it from. I see, we arrived at the same conclusion then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we're to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Oh wow, so they're explaining how the primals, like, why the primals take so much ether. We probably won't be going long, just so you know. Even though we have only 3 quests left. And yeah, it's close to midnight for us, so whenever we get to that aetheryte is when we're going to stop. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emet-Selch. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought those permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Milan, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the Bureau as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Oh, Lon, thank you for the highlighted message. I would recommend leaving the last 2 for the next stream for sure. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Oh, Polyglot, I'm not going to start the Nier raids. I'm going to hold off on those until I actually finish Nier Automata. So as long as I can. Recommend do this quest and then finish the last 2 for next time. There's a lot of side questing to do to unlock the Nier raids. Oh boy. Should those be shown or... Oh, I guess it's all part of the story, so yeah, it should be shown. What's that?
Look at my character.
Oh my gosh. Holding with the gorilla. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. Yeah, we're actually playing Nier Automata at the same time, Skyfern, so we're in the second playthrough, so I'm just trying to get familiar with what the Nier raids might be talking about. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Milan's condition. Would you mind coming with me? I'm known for causing seizures? That's wild, but we ship the Nier raids.
Oh, then I might have issues.
I don't know.
Okay, I might...
Well, we'll be going to 5.3. But before doing any of that stuff, so it's alright.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
I'm way more prone to that now. With my passing out. I can't even listen to loud music.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. We'll see what happens. Polyglot saying they could talk with you later about what would hurt you and let you know. Then Ashola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Alright. Let's see. Let's go. Oh god. Alright. I will do those plus quests once off stream. Yeah, there's 3 of them that just popped up, Amy. Yeah, I don't think we need to show the Aetheryte quest. We're already almost at midnight. They don't need to see those. Up to you guys, but you may want to weave the Nier raids in during the run to 5.3. Really? Oh, normal raids. What are the normal raids? Sorry. Oh, Eden. So start doing Eden. Maybe? I don't know. Final Fantasy VIII references galore. Yeah, Amy's going to enjoy those, I'm pretty sure. But it's been a while since I played Final Fantasy VIII, so we'll see how many I actually catch. Alpha says normal raids, and yeah, I was going to suggest that. Do the first set of 4 raids after 5.0, then the second set of raids after 5.2, and the third after 5.4. Well, we're not going to be getting to 5.4, so we'll be doing those after 5.3. Because we're leaving 5.4 for when we start Endwalker. Alright, got that. Oh wow, Kustruck's favorite Final Fantasy is 8. Nice. And yeah, there are the trials as well. Yep, we'll handle that as we go about it. We can decide what we want to do and go from there. A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Milan Yata. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. We get to do this scene before we leave. This would be a good start. Wait, should I stop? Should I not do this scene? Oh, okay. No, okay. End with this scene. Okay. Okay, do it. Okay. Just making sure. I'm like, wait. Milan Yata, your application is ready for collection. As your resident city was approved by Emet-Selch himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them to the bureau at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Oh god, we have to deal with bureaucracy. They're literally putting us through bureaucracy for this. Amazing. Should we just stop here and finish this up next time, since, you know, it goes well beyond? Or should we actually finish this quest? Final Fantasy DMV.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. What do you think, Amy? Should we finish it and leave it for something, like have something more exciting to start with? This cutscene's a good way to end. Okay, finish the quest. A lot of recommendations to finish. I'm guessing you probably would have said the same, right? Like how we have all this whole crew running around. Also, I love how this is probably supposed to be an empty city, which we are getting in this. But I also imagine there's a lot of, like, there was so many people running around during the release of Shadowbringers, so it's just like, yep, this sure feels like an abandoned city, all right. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, so when you played it, you were completely alone. Yeah, the abandoned vibe is definitely probably better for it. But I'm definitely excited to... Well, that's what I mean, Amy, is like, yeah, we have our group, which I'm fine with. I mean, like, imagine one of the cities. And all the people bustling around the main Aetheryte. No one saw the city at all, and the folks who were in the Tempest area didn't get spoiled so by Shout Chat. Oh, wow. That's cool. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called out once your application has been processed. God, it is the DMV.
This is so awesome. Look at everyone over there in their own seats.
I know. Oh my God.
hilarious. Look at my character. She looks naked.
Oh. Dang it. She's not on screen. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, we are running out of time. She does. Amy looks like she has no pants on, which she doesn't really. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond us. Have you followed in the wake of Emet-Selch? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythodalis, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. So he's actually aware of his own existence. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emet-Selch's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hythodalis will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Hythlodilis. Okay. Hythlodeus, got it. Yet in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. I like how I'm chilling. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. Interesting, it went from 13 to 14, indicating the beginning of 14. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. Oh wow. It required that much ether. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh how the star had suffered. So many species lost, the land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Oh my god. That is a setup for that is a setup for classic Final Fantasy. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. Yeah, 3/4 of their entire species sacrificed. The Convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls we had fed his strength, and together we would resume our roles as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then of how this conflict ended. So they were willing to sacrifice the new lives in order to get the old lives back. No, so Zodiark was created to, 3/4 of the population was created to create Zodiark, and halt the stop, but also cleanse it. The plan was to repopulate the planet. And once it was repopulated enough, sacrifice that new population to Zodiark so they might get the old people back that they sacrificed. But some people disagreed, and then that's where Hydaelyn came. Yes, that's where Hydaelyn came from. I love how this section finally gives context to the Ascian goals outside of we're evil for evil's sake. Yeah. They want their old people back. Oh boy. Hello, Emmett. Emet-Selch has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark.
I wonder if this...
I don't know. Maybe. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emet-Selch is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. He's a tired, sad man. You can just see it in his body language. "'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry." Yeah, I completely get why people like Emet-Selch as a villain. Or just Emet-Selch. Milan Yata. "It seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you." There was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Oh, we can see Ardbert. "Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion." Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tell the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread.
So we were part of one that got split up?
All the warriors of light are the split. So Ardbert is ourselves from the first, which is why they look the same. Wow. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. Surely Emet-Selch has recognized the hint of him in you.
Oh, mine says her.
That's interesting because Amy got her. Yeah, Amy. I don't know if you heard, but Amy said mine says her. Of her in you. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Oh, I am so curious about the setup for this. What is that all about?
Oh my gosh.
Or
this is so fascinating.
Are we the incarnation of Hydaelyn?
Are we that, whatever that person that was just talking to us, are we the other part of that? There's
Maybe?
So many questions.
I know,
So
right?
cool. Also, look at everyone over here.
I can't. I started talking. This is as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Now I can. Oh, that's cute. Oh, they do look like little kids. That's adorable.
Oh, the wave. Look, there's an Emet-Selch right there. The little Emmett.
Oh yeah, I have an Emet-Selch minion. I think you might too.
Oh my gosh,
you should too.
Mary, that weapon.
What?
Look how cute Mary's weapon is.
Which?
It's it's like a moon with flowers on it. It's so cool. It's like giving me Sailor Moon vibes. I love it.
Oh, I see.
That is so pretty.
You guys look so awesome. Also, you're wearing the robes.
Oh yeah.
Of the new old friend. That's right. Emet-Selch minion for the previous anniversary event. Whew.
Level 90 toned white mage staff.
Nice. All right. Well, let's finish off the quest and call it a part. Call it a session. The robes of the ancients. Mine are stuck back in Famfrit. No worries. This thing feels so slow.
I'm just gliding along in a chair.
Next week is going to be a doozy. Yeah, next week we finish up the main portion, Amy.
That's awesome.
I guess based on what people are saying, we might finish that and start Eden, because they said to start Eden after 5.0.
What side would you be on? Getting the old people back, or
Probably keeping the new wave.
allowing the new to pass the torch, basically?
Yeah. Eden or 5.1 story. Yeah, we'll see how we feel.
Oh, what is this stick figure about?
Oh, that's weird.
What is that? That's cool. Does anyone know what that is? It was like a very skinny cactar looking thing. It looked kind of like Jack Skellington.
Everybody's quite quiet.
A moon sabotender from Endmark.
I thought I'm asking in place of learning the ideal spot.
That's cool.
A lunar sabatender. Oh wow.
Lunatender.
Lunatender.
That is so neat.
All right. Finally, you were gone so long I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures?
I want to talk to that spirit thing more. They knew so much.
But they're gone now. I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing too. Oriange and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasteth not a single armed sentry. 'Twould seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one ilm. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emet-Selch's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reen and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amrat's today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Milan? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? Didn't bother rendering the insides. Nice. A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this? All this time, but if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiark to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitated to put into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiark. That does seem to be the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience such an act. Of course not, and that's to say not of what Emet-Selch plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Milan, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who came after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. That's... Whew. Is fighting Emet-Selch the only way?
No, there's gotta be another way.
He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. That's it. That's what we leave on. Let's get over to where we're a safe place to stop. That's wow. The revelations, all the things we've built to up to this point is unreal. Barely any enemies, but you still want that little moon so you get the proper check, you know, chance to leave.
So if you log out without the moon, it takes like 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah. So it's better just to have. Smashman with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Saying, I still hope that someday down the line you'll do a Wario Land marathon the way you did for Castlevania and Ratchet and Clank, and are going to do for Mega Man. But after Wario Land 3 getting covered on the NSO Game Club, I'm starting to think that doing that game as my next game request, since you seemingly didn't reach the final boss. Choosing game request is rather hard, but I've got 312,000 bolts right now, so I have time to fully decide on the next game. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, goodness. I did get close. I did get close. But yeah, that is it for now. Apparently we have 2 quests left till the end. So, whew, that is wild. That is wild to say the least.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So, check the name of the next quest. Oh, it won't show me. All right, I'll run over there quick. I'll probably grab the other side quest when I go off stream anyway. Those will be 2 long rides. Oh boy. But yeah, I am blown away by this. The lore implications, the story implications, just the way it's all built up. I get why people are so into Shadowbringers. And we still haven't even finished it yet. I have no idea how this confrontation with Emet-Selch will go, because I can't imagine we're going to defeat him after this. Like, that just seems weird. Oh, wow, it is the last one. It's called Shadowbringers. Yeah. The name of the expansion is always the last one. Last quest. Whew. Wild stuff. Actually, how much travel do we need yet? Oh, cool. Got all... Yeah, those 3 quests are what we need to fly in here, Amy.
Oh.
I mean, you can go back in your own game. It's fine. But, whew, yep. Time for us to polyglot. So, yes, next Wednesday will be the finale of the main story of Shadowbringers. We're still quite a bit off from actually finishing Shadowbringers. We've got 5.1 to 5.3, as well as the normal raids and the Eden and Near. We got Eden and Near. I'll just leave it at that. So the main portion is done. Post game begins very soon. So, exciting stuff. And as we get closer to the end of Shadowbringers, we'll also be, that'll be getting us closer to our next subathon, which we've decided will be Yakuza 0. Just to get a head start on that, push through and see as much of that as we can to get a good head start on that, so we can get to Endwalker, potentially get to Endwalker and potentially finish it in time for Dawn Trail, as well as getting to our as well as getting to our Mega Man marathon. So exciting things in the future. I don't know yet, Sonic Joe. There's no solid time yet. I'll be planning that out once we get to the final portions, so we can properly plan that. So I'd say it's still a while yet. My guess would be probably sometime around March. So I wouldn't worry about that. And yes, I like that as a raid message. Who's scared helicopter? Otherwise, we have more Nier Automata on Sunday, as we'll be finishing up our second playthrough of that game. And then on Monday will be the finale of Danganronpa Ultra Despair Girls. So we're just finishing up all kinds of stuff around here, at least in some way or form. Maybe not completely finished with some, but definitely finishing things up. So very, very cool. Glad to have it. And let's see who we can raid. Nobody's coming up on my end. If anybody has any suggestions, we can take that. But otherwise, we'll call it. What's your suggestion, Karagosa? Sonic Joe has Jewybug, who's playing Kingdom Hearts right now. What's your suggestion, Karagosa? I'm afraid to raid Shriveling Fire just because I don't know where they're at in the game, Smash Mat. And if we raid them and they're later in the game, it's a little like, I don't think we want to do that. If you don't have anybody in mind, oh, here we go. Sonic Mega, let's see. Yeah, we can do that. We can raid Sonic Mega just because you don't make suggestions too often. So we'll just do that, raid them, and see what we're in for. So, yeah, we'll start that raid up with our new old friend. Thank you so much for joining us. We always have a lot of fun with this. Cannot wait for next week as we wrap this up. And, yeah. And if we're only here for Final Fantasy, we'll see you next Wednesday. Otherwise, we'll see you on Sunday for Nier Automata. Until then, everyone, have a fantastic night, a great rest of your week, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.